What up, Tube? It's been a minute. Life gets to you, get stuck doing other things in hot rods, but we're back. So tonight in the garage, I'm not going to be working on our C10 project and not going to be working on the 37 or the 59. What I'm going to do is pull that stuff out and pull my 50 back in the garage. I want to get this hood peaked. I want to finish welding up my metal surround here. I'm gonna get rid of this grill, but it's time for body work. Body, paint, all that's coming here in the next couple weeks. I'm gonna get more content on the channel. I know I say that all the time, but you know, I'm not a hot rod builder. I'm a tattoo artist. So usually I'm doing that, but when I get a chance, I get in here and do as much as possible. So stay tuned for more episodes. As always, comment, like, subscribe, follow along. If you like what we do, leave me a comment. Stay tuned. So today we're gonna peak the hood and bring this line out further. Let me flip this around and show you what I'm talking about. A couple videos ago I built this new grill surround, which will get welded into the fenders, smooth finish and painted to match the body. I peaked that, so in the middle it comes out a little further than the stock one did. So now I'm gonna peak the hood. I haven't decided where I'm gonna start yet, but I want to have this little pointy nose and come out off and down and die right into the middle of that peak there. Then we'll put new sheet metal on either side, smooth it out, getting rid of all this stock location and the stainless while we do that, and just giving it all around more custom look. I think it'll be pretty rad. I do want to radius these so that the fender or the openings are curved and not flat. We'll get there, but tonight let's concentrate on getting this cleaned up and welded up, because obviously I've been driving around bare metal in Oregon. I got lots of surface rust I need to pound off there and get that started. And then I need to do a little bit of lining up on panels before I get started. My doors are pretty well lined up. I need to pull this hood forward a little bit, and that's about it. He's on his way over. He's gonna help me tonight get some body panels lined up, and he's a hell of a good welder, so we can both attack this thing and hopefully get it knocked out fairly quick. Like I said, I'm ready for paint, and it's almost cruising season, so this thing's gotta be cruising. I mean, underneath there, it's really good. The LS has been running amazing. The airbag system in the rear is working awesome. The front is getting airbagged, but I'll probably wait until after this season to do it, just because I want to drive it. And tearing the front end apart and building a whole new front suspension is not a weekend job. So we're gonna get the body work done and get it sprayed in some Hot Rod Flats Cobra Blue, with a silver roof with lots of flake and pearl and fun stuff. So George is here. He made it. So step one, I started cleaning up the grill a little, but we need to get this hood lined up. So I'm gonna pop the hood, have George help me. It just needs to come forward about 1/4 inch. Once we get that hood lined up, the fenders are pretty close, then we can actually fully weld the fenders to the grill and start peaking the hood. So we decided to use this round rod to peak the hood. We're gonna tack it in there, and then we'll gently bend it to get our curve. We're gonna bend this down so that it meets in there, and then fill with sheet metal. So we got this tacked. We're gonna take and cut it off here. And now just bend that into the grill. Give it a little mark. Yeah, I like that, because it'll just be a point, and the sheet metal it'll just give it a nice little point in the front end. No more high nose.
A little bit of attitude.
Yeah. Just enough to have that kind of bullet in the front to match this grill where it peaks out. And what I was originally thinking about doing was having this peak kind of come up and down in and creating more of a nose to it. But I think we're gonna go just for this kind of pointed in the front. We can always add it later if we decide otherwise. So we got this rod cut to where we want it to peak the hood. So the rod's trimmed roughly. What we're doing now is we're gonna clean the bottom. We clean the bottom of the hood. We need to start building the new structure of the hood. So we're gonna take a plate I got here and tack it into the bottom to match this peak. Tack this to it, and then we'll build the sheet metal. That way we have our grill, our kind of a skeleton that we can build sheet metal to. Could probably do. So now we got this bottom piece in, which is the new bottom of the hood. And we got our peak that rolls off of the hood, and it's tacked into the new bottom piece. Now we need to cut 2 pieces of sheet metal that come in through here and work into that peak. Still keeping this compound curve down and flattening out a little bit, and then the compound curve that way. So it'll be a little tricky to get. But we'll put a piece of sheet metal in the roller and scab it on there and see where we go. I mean, a little bit of body filler I'm okay with. This isn't a show car. It's far from it. So this is a daily driver, but I'm digging it so far. It's not as violent as a hood peak as I envisioned, but you know, the front end isn't really crazy. It speaks more from the mouth than the hood, so. So while I work on getting the sheet metal for the hood done, George is going to work on getting the sheet metal done for the corners of my grill. Built this, I never finished these edges here. That's a really hard compound curve that I just don't have the knowledge to know how to do. So I saved a couple of these end pieces that I had from a Buick Special grill that I cut apart, and they have that compound curve in there. So George is going to cut them and make them fit into what I built there, and I'll build this part. So I cut this piece of sheet metal here. That way it fits right in. We'll tack it into here and just kind of lightly push it back and tack it to the hood. I got a little bit of a radius this way, a little bit this way. Before I do that, I'll cut a template off of that for the other side, and it should be good. George has got his piece mocked up in there. That finishes off that edge really well. Once I get these two pieces tacked in, then it's just a bunch of welding. Getting rid of the lug nut grill. That guy's gotta go. So we got this guy in, and then we got our sheet metal in. The new hood peeks out really nice, man. It's pretty bitchin'. Lots of welding to do yet, but just looking at the profile now, she's mean. I dig it. Once that's body worked, ground down, you won't ever see it. That peak just dives into the middle and goes all the way up the hood. Fuck yeah. So now that we got them pieces in there, I think we're gonna call it a night for tonight. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, follow along to what we do, man. It's more of a hobby, more fun for us, but we really enjoy and appreciate you guys tuning in and watching us do what we do. So make sure you follow along, tell your friends, help us build our channel. Lots of things to look for in the future with George and I. We just took the step of actually taking our little hobby garage to the next level, and I think we're going to start taking on some paying builds here. So keep a lookout for that. Got a couple vehicles we're putting together. They're going to be for sale too still. So the C10 project, or the Wii 10 as Logan coined it, will be for sale. We got that on the back burner for now. We just want to get some stuff done with our own cars. So but yeah, we appreciate every one of you. Remember, you can do this shit at home too, man. Don't be afraid to get a friend, cut it up, weld it back together. You can't screw it up too bad. For now, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.